and had a green screen behind me, and I don't want that shit. No, sir. So I had to sign back out. Okay. So we're ice fishing here in Rochester, Minnesota, and now I got nobody here. Well, how the hell did I get in that green screen? Yeah, it must have been somewhere there. Yep, they're not freaking here. They are not here. That's a fact. They're in the deeper water. So let's go see if we can find them. Hello, good morning, welcome to my channel. We're looking for rainbow trout out of here in 14 inches of ice in Rochester, Minnesota. Fishing for rainbow trout. We're going to find another hole in deeper water and see if they're out there, further out. As long as this phone stays on. Gotta go deeper. Oh, this is gonna be a fucking bullshit day. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel. We're out here in Rochester, Minnesota, and we're looking for the rainbow trout that are stocked in this park, called Falster Urban Park in Rochester, Minnesota. And I do believe that the trout are deep today. Sometimes they're not right underneath the ice. Sometimes the barometric pressure dictates that they got to go deep. And that's what I believe they are today. So we're in about the 20-foot range of water. Water. And we're seeing if we can find these buggers in the deeper parts of the pond. This pond here goes down to 36 feet, and that's all the way over by that tall tree over there. Yes, sir. So we're gonna go down about 12 to 15 feet. But it's extremely hard to set the hook when you go down that deep. You got to lift the pole all the way above your head while reeling it in to keep the line taut. So there is that obstacle, but we'll overcome it like I usually do. Okay, I'm close to the bottom there. That's where I think they're at. They're close to the bottom, swimming around. The water's more stable down there. But it's a beautiful day out here to go ice fishing. I'm glad you guys came along. and hope everybody's doing well. I initially signed in and ended up with a green screen, so I had to come back in. All right, everybody. Good morning to you. I see all your comments. I got you mounted to my chest so I could read your comments. Let me get my magnifying glass out. Thanks for coming to my channel and watching. Get you out of the sun glare and I'll be able to read your comments. We're trying to find some rainbow trout down below the ice. Well, welcome, first-time watcher. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello. Thickness is 14 inches of ice on the ice right now. I, as an ice fisherman, for my own confidence, I always make sure I'm safe out here. So I measure the ice every hole. Some places, sometimes you'll find it's thinner than others. So it's good to have a measuring stick on your ice slush thing like I do right here. I got a 20-inch measuring stick on that so I can measure the ice. It usually never gets over 20 inches, but if it does, then you know you're safe. Anything 4 to 3 inches is really risky getting on. And welcome, welcome. The one guy, the stone guy. Please, what do you want? I just got on the ice and I don't know about any bite yet. Can you please catch a fish? I'm trying. I just got here. Okay. Oh, you're funny. I just got here. I'm going to do my damnedest, I'll tell you that. We got 2 hours on my battery life before I sign out. Now, the last time I was down here, it was really terrible. I'll be honest with you. I only got one, and it was like 12 to 15 feet down. Okay? So it's a little harder fishing when they're like 15 feet down to set that hook because you got to bring your pole all the way above your head and keep the line taut. When they're right underneath the ice, it could be a 6, a 10, a 20 fish day. I'll tell you one thing. I've twice in the past month, I've caught 40 fish in one day. I catch and release, but I got 40 fish in one day twice this month. And it's on my live shows. If you sub me or go back into my live shows, look up episode 57 and look up episode 39. I got 40 fish each time. Some of my episodes are 20 fish a day. Some of them are 10. And I'd say the average is usually about 12 to 17. But some days you just get goose eggs. You get 0. But we got to find the fish first. This pond here that freezes up during the winter in Rochester, Minnesota, it's a trout haven. It's a year-round stocked by the Lanesboro Hatchery. Every 2 weeks they stock 600 to 1,000. So there's a lot of rainbow trout in this pond. And that's why I enjoy just coming here and doing these videos, talking to you guys from around the world. And yes, I do get people from around the world. I got people from Australia, France, all over the place, Brazil, all over the place I get people from. And I see a lot of comments there, so I'm going to jig and try to read your comments. All right? I'm going to jig and read your comments. What state? Rochester, Minnesota. South Africa. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There's a new one. Welcome, South Africa. I get people from all over the world. Southern Minnesota. Wow. The person that's in southern Minnesota, let me tell you, look up Foster Arends Park. Look it up and you see where it is. This is year-round trout fishing. There is no season. It's year-round. So if you're near here, you could perhaps, if you like to fish, come here and ice fish or fish year-round trout. All you need is a trout stamp and a fishing license, and boom, you can take 3 out of here. 3. I know the state limit is 5, but the state limit right now, these trout are out of season. You can't fish, but you can fish here. This, you can legally fish here. The Lanesboro hatchery stocks it every 2 weeks, 600 to 1,000. So, oh yeah, come out and get some. We're going to try to see if we can find a bite today without my phone dropping down the hole. Right? I don't want my phone dropping down the hole. I only got this connected to my chest, and it has a magnet, so I got to watch I don't hit the phone and drop it down the hole. That's going to be about a $1,200 expenditure if I do. But let's get a rainbow trout. I don't feel bite. I'm going to feel bite, and the fish will come in, and boom, I'll hit it. And then we'll set that hook when he comes back the second time. But so far, nothing. Nada, nothing at all. Okay, let's try the other hole. I got another hole over here. And then we'll move around maybe. All right, let's go down this hole. Let me show you what we're using today, okay? What we're using today is a little red hair jig. The last time I had a red hair jig here, man, they went ferocious on me. Yes, sir. And we got a little piece of beaver tail right there. That little red thing, looks like a maggot, is beaver tail. Okay, we're going to put it down there and bounce it around, get it down there about 10 feet, 15 feet, and see if anybody's down there. Yes, sir. Hope everybody's doing well today. Thank you for watching. Please, if you can, please like, subscribe. I'm trying to build this channel up. I just got monetized, so I appreciate all your comments, all your likes, all your subs. I got about 6,000 subs, and I'm trying to get more. I'd like to get about 10, to tell you the truth. I don't know, but I do enjoy coming out here ice fishing regardless. And I enjoy your comments. I enjoy interacting with you guys. It's kind of fun to see all the different places that people come from. South Florida. I know you ain't getting no ice down there in South Florida. Yes, sir. I was in Arizona for 23 years. There was no ice. We're in Rochester, Minnesota. What do you... What do you think of snakes? I don't know. I had a lot in Arizona, not out here. Northern Iowa, welcome, welcome. Minnesota nice, not necessarily. I'm from Philly, I'm not that nice. I'm abrasive. That's where I'm originally from, Philadelphia. I moved from Arizona to Minnesota. Lived in 3 different states across the country. I'll tell you what. It's kind of cool meeting all the different American Indians, the Spanish people, all the people I met. Now I'm meeting Muslims out here in Minnesota and Somalians. I mean, just different ethnic people. I love them all. Everybody's got good and bad in them, each race. So, I mean, at least that's my live and let live is what I believe. To each his own. So... come on, we need a bump. We need a fish instead of all this talking. Nice sunny day out today. Beautiful day out. And nobody's catching. Nobody at all down here. The barometric pressure is normal. So I'm thinking they're down a little deeper in the water. They have a thing that's called a swim bladder inside the fish. And it dictates their buoyancy in the water, whether they're low or high in the water column. When the barometric pressure is high, they're high in the water column. When the barometric pressure is low, they go down to stable water, down below like 10, 15 feet, where they can feel normal. All right? So they could be down 10, 15 feet because the pressure it's normal. It's not high. So... yeah, there's that. But I still like to come out and do my shows, and we'll see if we find some. We'll give it 2 hours and see if we find any. Everybody, welcome. Thank you for tuning in to my channel. Please like, subscribe. I do appreciate it all. And I got you strapped to my chest, so boy, a lot of talk about snakes in this room. A lot of talk about snakes. Now, one time I was out in Arizona, and I was on Indian territory with my shotgun, which I shouldn't have been because they could have came and took my shotgun, took my car and everything on the reservation. That's the only time I seen a rattlesnake, and it was only a little guy. And I blew his head off with my shotgun. Now, I separated him at the neck and the rest of his body, and his head was just striking, biting for about 2 minutes. I was going to pick that head up at first, and then I had this siren go off in my head and said, no, use the stick. And so I got a stick, and that thing struck for muscle reflexes. 2 minutes after his head was decapitated. Learned a very valuable lesson there. Tell you that, to say the least. Be cautious around snakes. There's the Canadian geese honking over the hill there. There's a slew of them over there. Come on, where are these rainbow trout at? Yeah, I'm waiting to feel a bite. The fish will swim in, hit that lure usually, try to stun it, and then they'll make a U-beam, come back and try to eat it. And that's when, boom, you set the hook. Okay, I'm not really that far down. I'm going to have to go down a lot further than that. Let's go down to the bottom and just bring it up, huh? Let's go down to the bottom and we'll bring it up. There we go. We're going to hit the bottom. We're down the bottom. You got about 4 people out here today. It's a lovely winter day. It's about, I'd say, boy, in the 20s. And beautiful day to be out ice fishing, don't you think? I'm bearing the cold out here, so please like, subscribe. I do these 2-hour shows at Foster Arends Park in Rochester, Minnesota. And they stock it. It's year-round trout fishing at this park. Hatchery stocks 600 to 1,000 every 2 weeks. It's about the size of 3 football fields. There's no season in or season out. It's year-round. Special regulation pond. You fish for rainbow trout year-round here. So if you're in the state of Minnesota, look up Foster Arends Park. Foster Arends, Arends Park in Rochester, Minnesota. And that's where I'm doing all these shows from. And come spring, when the ice melts, I'll be doing shows, but I'll just have you connected to my chest. We'll go carp fishing. We'll go catfishing. We'll go crappie fishing. I do open water and I do ice. I'm not a seasonal fisherman, but I am a sport fisherman. I don't keep many of my fish. I'd rather just buy it from the store, steelhead or salmon. Okay, where does this bite? Come on, guys. We need these fish to wake up. Yeah, they're not always swimming around and eating. Sometimes they're just stable in one spot, sucking water, like in a catatonic state, more or less. And other times they're swimming around, feeding. We'll swim in and out by this hole like a cheetah, super fast, and see this lure I got, and boom, I'll try to hit it, and I'll bring them up above the ice. Well, let's see what we got on the comet scene today. Good luck with the fishing. Thank you, sir. Water moccasins, yeah. We got them in the state. We also got rattlesnakes, timber snake. I don't know, like water moccasins, browns, all sorts of snakes. Some people, I guess, are into snakes. I'm into fishing. And I'm trying to find them. Find them today. Please like, subscribe. I want to monetize this channel. I'm monetized and I can do some more subs. I'm at about 6,000. I'd like to get about 10, at least. That would be my goal by the end of this year, 10. So please consider liking and subscribing, or even just commenting. I enjoy interacting with you guys. When you're strapped around my chest, I can read the comments better than having you put on a tripod, because then I got to walk away from the hole and read the comments. We're ice fishing here in Rochester, Minnesota. We're trying to find the rainbow trout out here. We got about 4 people out here. 5. I'm number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 5 people. You may just have to do more holes. It's 14 inches of ice out here, so it's extremely thick ice. 3-4 inches of ice is the shady ice when you don't want to. Whoop, I just had a bite. All right, I just had a bite, people. I just had a bite. Yes, sir, just had a bite. There we go. There we go. That's the way it's done. Rainbow action. Yes, sir. There's a beauty. Yes, sir. They were down deep. Yes, sir. We got them. We got them. Yeah, isn't that a beauty? Yeah, that's the way it's done. People, go out and get some rainbow action, just like that. Yes, sir. Go out and get some. That's the way it's done, people. That's a rainbow trout. That's what it looks like. Please like, subscribe, comment. But, boy, that was about 12 to 15 feet down. All right. They're down further in the water column because the barometric pressure pushes them down. It's neutral right now. When it's high, they're right above, beneath the ice. So the barometric pressure pushes them down in the water column. Get some rainbow trout action. Yes, sir. And I got these hemostats because then it's easier to take them off the hook, and I don't even have to touch the fish. All right. So what do you think, people? Like, subscribe, join my channel. This is what I do 3 to 4 days a week. I ice fish for rainbow trout. Boom, right back in the water. There it goes, right back in the hole. See you later, alligator. All right, let's go back down there and do that again, okay? What do you think, people? Wasn't that fun? Let's go back down there and do it again. You're going to drop it down about 12, 15 feet. Close to the bottom almost. That's where they're at. Today, oh, we got too much line coming out of this. We're going to get a rat's nest in this thing. And I'm going to be sorry. All right. You hear that ice cracking underneath my feet? The sound of that ice cracking underneath my feet is, it's making more ice, expanding. So there'll be cracks, like this little crack right here. See that crack? There's cracks in the ice. But it's 14 inches, so it's totally safe. It's just the pressure of the ice expanding. And then we're back down there. Let's see if we find another one, people, huh? We're on the board with 1 so far today. That's all I care about. And I'm not going to lay a goose egg today. Yeah, get some rainbow action. All right, people, stick around. I think the bite will only get better and better because the barometric pressure is supposed to rise. All right, let's see if we find another one. Yeah, I don't want to do too many holes today. My drill that I use for my auger, I dropped it in the parking lot and it's kind of, the handle snapped. So I had to put it in the shop. But I got a 6-inch Nils auger over there with very extremely sharp blades. And then we got our auger right here, but that drill is super small. So I hope I don't burn it out. That's why I brought 2 augers today, just in case one didn't work. These are my backup augers when my main one's in the shop. Beautiful day out here, people. Come on out to Rochester, Minnesota. Year-round trout fishing out here. We fish a rainbow trout year-round here. The hatchery stock puts them in, we take them out. Ottawa, you been getting skunked? I thought Canada, boy, I thought you catch fish all the time. I wish I was in your fishing location. Yeah, I farted around my sub situation. I farted around for 6 years and I just did shorts. And then I did live shows for 2 weeks in a row and got monetized this year. I didn't know that was the key to getting monetized, doing live shows. So now I'm into the live shows. Please sub me. All right, let's see. Bring you guys down a little so I can read your comments better. Hello from Daniel. Hello back. Thank you. Good luck out there, neighbor. Northern Iowa, 50 plus pike a day. Wow, that's some packed freaking pike fishing area. Northern Iowa. I'm in southern Minnesota. Maybe I'll take you up one of these days. But some days here, they stock so many trout in this pond. There's days twice. In the past month, I've gotten 40 trout per day. I know, I don't keep them all. I just catch and release. But they don't want you to catch and release in this pond. The DNR want you to actually pull them out because they put so many trout in here. And we got one on the board. Let's see if we find another, huh, guys? I may have to do some more holes, though. I'm going to give this hole another 5 minutes, and then we're going to get over to the auger there, and we're going to do some more holes. Yeah, I think they're down deep today. I think they're like 10, 15 feet down, to tell you the truth. We're going to go down just a little deeper. See when we hit the... Let's see when we hit the bottom. Well, that's the end of my line there. Well, good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a lovely day. We're ice fishing on 14 inches of ice out here in Rochester, Minnesota. Welcome to my channel. Please consider subbing, liking, or commenting. It helps my algorithm where they show my channel to more people on YouTube. We're out here fishing for stocked rainbow trout, year-round rainbow trout pond here in Rochester, Minnesota. We caught one so far, and we're going for more. Maybe it'll be, when you get three in one day, it's a good day. Some days you're down here, the first hole, you get three in like 10 minutes. That's how many fish are in here. A lot of fish in here. You just got to find them. It's the size of 3 football fields, which isn't vast. If you know, size of lakes up in northern Minnesota or Canada are just huge. But we're jigging with a red jig with a red piece of beaver tail on it. It looks like a little maggot or a little worm. And I'll tell you what, the trout really do like that beaver tail. That you, Chris? I had one. They're down deep. They're real down deep, though. All right. Good morning, everybody. Come on, we need another bump. The fish will swim in, bump the lure, make a UB, come around, and then with his mouth open, try to take the lure. Boom, you set the hook, and you got him on top of the ice. We're fishing rainbow trout out here in Rochester, Minnesota. It's a beautiful day out here. We got about a 2-mile-per-hour wind. It's about 20 degrees. And we got 14 inches of ice out here in Rochester, Minnesota at Foster Arends, Arends Park in Rochester, Minnesota. They stock trout in here year-round, every 2 weeks, 600 to 1,000. They put them in, we take them out. Year-round trout fishing here. There's no season. There's signs in the parking lot that designate this pond special regulations. So the hatchery comes from Lanesboro, or they come up and drop off 600 to 1,000 fish every 2 weeks. And initial stocking, all of them are never caught. So they conglomerate in here in a big rainbow tornado is what I call it. Yeah, they swirl around in a tornado. You want to get in the middle of that. You don't want to run away from it. And on a day when you hit the tornado, yeah, that's like a 20 to 40 fish day when you hit that rainbow tornado. All right, I think I'm going to have to do some more holes. How's everybody doing today? We'll go down one more time, and then we'll do some more holes. Yeah, we're on the bottom there. Okay. Used to live in Kentucky and fished in Kentucky for rainbow trout. I might have remembered you. You on Fish Brain? Swedish pimples, do I ever use them? I've seen them, and the closest I use to a Swedish pimple is a Castmaster. I bounce a Castmaster around down there. I love my Castmasters. Where are you from, sir? Well, hello, gentlemen. I'm from Rochester, Minnesota. We're from Rochester, Minnesota. We're ice fishing for rainbow trout. Welcome to my channel. Louisville, Kentucky. Welcome. Hello, everybody. We got one rainbow so far, and we're going for another. We're going to do a 2-hour show till my battery drains out. And if we start really pulling them up, I'll tell you about put it on a battery extension and go another hour. We'll do a 3-hour show, but I'm going to do about a 2-hour show. I'm about in the first 20 minutes, I think, of a 2-hour show, and 37 minutes, half hour. And we're going to see if we can find these rainbow trout wherever they may be. Sometimes they're down deep. They're not always just right underneath the ice. They got a thing inside their body that's called a swim bladder. And that swim bladder dictates how far deep or how high up they swim. Put the pressure, the barometric pressure when it's high allows them to come right up underneath the ice and high in the water column. But when the barometric pressure is low, it pushes them down, and because their swim bladder, it gets all chaotic, and they go to more stable water, which is below. So there's that. But if you know that, you'll know how deep you got to go to find them. Right now, it's like 10, 15 feet they're down. I found one. I kind of wish they were right underneath the ice, because then you catch more. Yeah, we're going to have to do some more holes. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, we're going to have to do some more holes. Definitely so. They're not right underneath the ice. That's a fact. Let me show you what we're using today. We're using just a little red lure, hair jig, and a little piece of red beaver tail. That flutters in the water, so the fish really like it, and it's buoyant, so it's always floating up. That's beaver tail, real live beaver tail, and it's died. Okay, we're going to get on the auger, and we're going to do some more holes. There we go. That's the way that works. And then I'll clean the hole out. But let's do a couple, huh? Let's see if we find these rainbows. Come on, son of a bitch. I'm gonna break my fucking wrist. There we go. All right, that one's giving me a little problem. Okay, there's a couple new holes. And we'll get our slush remover. Okay, by slush remover here, we got a ruler I marked on there. It's 20 inches. So I know how thick the ice is underneath me. That's just a safety measure, so I know that I'm not standing on thin ice. I don't want to stand on thin ice. We've got about 14 inches of ice down there. Let's clean out the other hole, and we'll try these two holes. See if we find a rainbow trout. We're here at Foster Arends Park in Rochester, Minnesota. We're fishing for rainbow trout. They stock 600 to 1,000 every 2 weeks in this pond. They put them in, we take them out. And here's what we're working with today. We got a little red jig with a piece of beaver tail on the end. And we got our jig all wrapped up, and now we got the hook in my finger. Good. Oh boy. There's the hook in my finger again. At least I know the hook's sharp. Here we go. Okay, all untangled. Let's get down that hole. See if we find those rainbows. They're going to be down there. I think they're going to be deep. They're going to be down there deep. So we're going to have to drop down about 10, 15 feet. Let's see if we find another one. We found one. Let's see if we find another one. Okay, I think that's as far as I could go. How's everybody doing today? We're out here in Rochester, Minnesota. We're fishing stocked rainbow trout. We got a lovely little pond, 14 inches of ice here in Rochester, Minnesota at Foster Arends Park. What they do is they put 600 to 1,000 rainbow trout in here every 2 weeks. So there's a lot of fish to be had here, and it's a year-round special regulations fishing pond. Come on, we need to find another one. Hit that pole. Boom, hit it. Yeah, we need to find another one. Yeah, I hope maybe I could get 3 today, at least. I got 1, so I'm not getting a goose egg today. So this place will skunk you. Beware the Foster Arends skunk. Let me see what the comments are like. Arctic chars and trout yesterday. Yes, sir. Arctic chars. Yum. I bet you are they good eating the Arctic chars? Hello, Janice. You subbed up to me. Thank you, sir. Kind sir. Ron, thank you. I'll sub you back when I get a chance, Ron. Do I use live bait? Yeah, sometimes I do. For years, I used live fathead minnows. They love the minnows, but they're really hard to keep, especially when it reaches down to 10 degrees. Your minnow bucket will just freeze if you don't keep it in the house, and the minnows are stinky too. So I do a lot of fishing with the Hmong people. They're from Cambodia. They came in, well, they're American citizens, but they came in the 70s, a lot of them. And I like to fish with the Hmongs because they're excellent fishermen. And they taught me a lot. And over the years, they were like, Bruce, what do you keep on using minnows for? Why are you using minnows? I said, you know what? I don't know. Because here you could have 2 poles out in the ice. And I would use minnows on one of the poles and use a lure on the other. But it got stinky, and I don't know, they're right. You know, who wants to fish for a minnow, put a minnow on a hook, or a worm, you get your dirt all over your fingers. I'll do that in the summer, but not during the winter. During the summer when I go after carp or crappie Right now I'm in the beaver tail. Let me show you what I got. This looks like live bait, but it isn't. This is Diggers jig tails for $3 and something cents. You could buy a pack of these. And you see those little things? They look like little red maggots in there. They're soaked in fish oil. And I think it's better than live bait. I think it's better than silicone. Because beaver tail, they can't pull off your hook. If you put on mealworms or waxworms, the trout will come up and steal it off your hook. And they're $5 a pack. These are only 3. And you catch 10 trout on one of these. I mean, you could use them for days. And, you know, whatever amount of trout you catch, I mean, these are buoyant too. I never knew a beaver's tail is actually buoyant. So these are always fluttering around in the water when you jig like I am right here. And they're always floating up because they're buoyant. And they're fluorescent. Look at that. So look up Diggers jig tails. I bet you crappie would love these. I'm going to go crappie fishing in the spring with these and see how the crappie like them too. Come on, we need to find another one. Where's these rainbows hiding? They're hiding on me today. I got them on Etsy, the Diggers jig tails. Just check up Etsy's or just go to Diggers jig tails, put that on the internet, and you'll go to his website. They come in different colors too. They come in white, they come in yellow, they come in purple, they come in red. But I bet you the crappie, the panfish, I bet you they all would freaking love it. And they can't, you know how many times you get live bait stolen off you? They can't pull this off the hook. I tell you, my hemostats, I could hang my hemostats, which are 12-inch hemostats, on the bait, the beaver tail, on the hook, and it doesn't come off the hook, okay? That's a test right there, a true test. Yeah, you find them on Etsy or just look up Diggers jig tails on the internet and it'll lead you to the site. Check them out. They're cheap, man. They're only $3 and something cents. And they're reusable. Not like a wax. You could reuse a wax worm. Yeah, let's see where these trout are hiding today. They're down deep, though. It's a beautiful day out here in Rochester, Minnesota. Welcome to my channel, people. Hope you're having a ball. It's sunny. It's 20 degrees out. No wind. And we're trying to find out where these rainbow trout are hiding in the pond. There's got to be thousands and thousands in here. They stock it every 2 weeks. They stock 600, and nobody caught all the 600 already. And then they come back in another 2 weeks, and then they put another 600 or 1,000 in here. So eventually they just bunch up in here. And that's what I call, when they swirl around and bunch up, I call the rainbow tornado. Get some. Yes, sir. I like to be in the middle of that tornado. I don't run from that tornado. So welcome to my channel, though. I'm getting people from all over the world in my room. South Africa, France, Brazil, Russia, England. I'm getting people from all over the country and all over the world. And I enjoy interacting with you guys. So if you want to comment. I got you strapped to my chest right underneath my nose, and I can read your comments. So if you have any questions or anything, please, I implore you to ask, comment, sub. Yeah, we're going to find these rainbow trout if I got to do 10 holes today. Some days I do 20, 30 holes looking for them. Instead of just sitting around waiting for them to come to me, I like to find them. You got weights and fish. Oh, no, I'm not using a sinker or any weights. Kansas catfish. There's a good name. I like it. Yep, this fish will zoom in, bump the lure, make a UB, come around with his mouth open, coming after it, thinking he stunned it. And then that's, boom, that's when I set the hook. Boom. All right, come on, where are these guys at? I'm in the prime spot where this is about 25, 30 foot of water out here. So they should be out here. They should be out here. They just need to wake up. I think they're sleeping in late today. We got one so far, so we're not going to get skunked today at least. But it's a beautiful day to be out in the ice. I love the ice. Beautiful day out here. All right, we need to feel that bump. But I don't see them swimming around. Sometimes you can see them swimming right by your hole. I don't see them swimming around today. That tells me they're down deep. That's what that says to me. Well, welcome to my channel, everybody. We're out here fishing in 14 inches of ice in Rochester, Minnesota for stocked rainbow trout. Boy, I wish I could catch a char. Some people got some lucky locations. The one guy's saying he's catching char, Arctic char. Boy, got to be up in Alaska someplace. Catching Arctic char. That is cool stuff, man. Okay, we're right underneath the ice now. This is what we're using, people. We're using a little red hair jig with a little pliable beaver tail on the end. We're going to drop it down again and see if we find something, and then we'll go to the next hole. All right. How's everybody doing today? Where are you guys from? I had a person in here this morning from South Africa. We got Kentucky. We got Iowa. We got Minnesota. We got people from all over the world and country. I had France. I had Brazil the other day. So people from all over the world are welcome. Everybody's welcome on my channel. Yeah, we do a lot of ice fishing in the wintertime. There we go. We got one on the ice over there. He's got one on the ice over there. If you can see it. Got one flopping around on the ice over there. They must be swimming around, I think. Maybe I'm trying down too deep. Maybe they rose up a little. Where's everybody from? Where are you from? You're in Michigan. Hello, Michigan. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, Tammy. Okay, I think we're going to try the next hole. We're going to try the next hole. Oh, he's got two over there. Let's get in the next hole. Hopefully it didn't freeze up on me. Oh, I was just getting ready to. Okay, let's drop it down about 10, 15 feet. Beautiful day out here to be out in the ice. The solitude, that's what I like about being out in the ice. Yeah, a lot of people stay in their house and hide when it gets frosty out. I like to go out and spend time in the frost, in the cold ice. It's kind of refreshing, for me at least. Come on, you hit me. Where are these trout at? I'm fishing for stocked rainbow trout. You want to see the jig? I just dropped it down 10, 15 feet, but I'll bring it up. Sometimes that's when the fish hit, when you're reeling it in. That's what we're dealing with today. A little red-haired jig with a little piece of beaver tail on the end, purple beaver tail. But the last time I was down here, I really had a lot of luck with the red jig. And that's what we're working with today. Okay, we're going to go down far to see if we can find them. But it's extremely hard to set the hook if you're anything further down than 10 feet. You got to hurry up and bring the pole up above your head, keep that line taut. Come on, we got one so far. Let's get two. It's a beautiful day out though. Nice sunny day. Nice sunny day. Nice day to be out ice fishing on 14 inches of ice in Rochester, Minnesota. We're at Foster Arend's Pond. It's a park, and they stock it every 2 weeks, 600 to 1,000 fish. And they put them in, we take them out. It's a year-round trout fishing pond, special regulations. There's no season. It's year-round. And that's why I love living in Rochester, Minnesota. Let's put Rochester, Minnesota on the map, people. Sub my channel so more people can see what happens in Rochester, Minnesota. The Mayo Hospital is in Rochester, Minnesota. And a lot of people from upstate come down or across the world come to the Mayo Hospital in Rochester, Minnesota. But also, oh boy, a lot of trout fishing in Rochester, Minnesota. That a lot of people don't know about. So let's put us on the map. Like, subscribe, comment, and that'll build my algorithm up and more people will see me then. And that's what I'm aiming to do. Come on, rainbow trout, where are you? I know there's a lot of fish in there. You just got to find them. Yes, sir. You just got to find them. I'm slowly bringing it up in intervals and trying each depth all the way from 20 feet, 19, 18, 17, bringing it up about a foot each way and seeing if I can find one, a rainbow trout. And now we're just right underneath the ice. You can see me dancing down in that hole. I don't know. Yeah, it's just dancing around, and I'm waiting to see if a rainbow trout's going to come and get it. And no, nothing. I see no fish. Yeah, I'm going to drop it down there again. I'll work a hole for about 5-10 minutes and then go to another hole. But I got about half a battery, so I know I got about an hour left. If I find a fish, I'll do an extended hour or something. But so far, I'm not finding the fish. And the barometric pressure dictates that. Sometimes they're down low in the water column because the low pressure pushes them down to more stable water. You hear the ice cracking underneath my feet. Yeah, it's expanding and it's cracking right underneath my feet. The ice is. That's what it does. You get used to it after you're out so long ice fishing. Let me see what we got for comments going on. Did I ever try the atomic teaser? You know, I'm not even familiar with it, to tell you the truth. I'm going to look into them tails. Yeah, looking at the beaver tail. In southern Florida. They look good. Well, they're real pliable, and they just flutter around in the water. So, yeah, if you're going after fish, they're only $3 and something cents a pack. Look into them, man, because they can't pull them off the hook and steal your bait then. That's what I like about the beaver tail. They can't steal the bait. Stock trout move in schools. Yeah, it's just like they do in the hatchery, actually. They swirl in the hatchery, so I mean, some of them are breaking off the school, but most of them stay in the school. I come down here and I'll do 20, 30 holes to look for that rainbow tornado. That's what I call it. I coined the word rainbow tornado. And you find that tornado, you don't run away from it. You get in the middle of that. But that swirl is constantly going one way or another way, different directions. But then they come back to the 20-foot water, 30-foot water sometimes, and that's where the school is. And then eventually, when it gets high pressure, they start traveling around looking for food and stuff. So, yeah, I'm very familiar with it. I've been doing this for 11 years here. Very familiar with stock trout. But I do interact with you guys in your comments, and I appreciate all your comments, all your likes, all your subs. I am monetizing this channel, so we got one rainbow, and it was down deep. It was about 12, 15 feet deep. Yeah, the rainbow. Oh, here we go. Here's the way I say it. The rainbow tornado. That's what I call it. I'm always searching for the rainbow tornado. I roll my R's a lot. Never rolled an R in my life till I started doing these live shows. Yep, we're trying to look for the rainbow tornado. We can't find it today. And you know what? My auger is a little tough to... I don't like the auger I got today. It's 14 inches of ice, so I'm trying to cheat and trying to auger holes that were already augered. And sometimes that could be challenging. Feels like you're going to break a wrist if you don't have a handle on your drill. Okay, this is getting bad. I'm not even seeing anything down there. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and try my old holes, I think. All right, we tried that. Let's go back to the old hole over here. Gonna be one of those days where they're gonna make me work for them. Some days it's just you right underneath the ice and you're pulling out 10, 20. I had 2 days where I had 40 fish last month. 2 days. Branco, fly fish. Yep, next hole, that's what I did. We gotta not stay on one hole. We gotta try all the different holes, or drill some more and try to find them because they're moving around or they're. How's everybody doing today? Please like, subscribe, comment. I got you strapped to my chest so I can read all your comments. I enjoy interacting with you guys. Thank you. It's kind of fun. Well, I'm trying to pull up a fish, meet people from all over the world, tell you the truth, and all over the country. And a person today from South Africa. I had a person from France last week. Russia. Where else? Brazil. Shout out to Brazil. Get people from all over the world in here. Hello, boss. Good day to you, mate. We're out here in Rochester, Minnesota. We're ice fishing for rainbow trout on 14 inches of ice. We're in a stocked pond. You're strapped to my chest, the camera is, and I'm talking to a phone. There's that, you know? And this is what I look like. All right, this is Bass in the Hat. Hello, 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 mate. And I got on my red fox furry hat. It's from Ukraine. I got it off Etsy too. It was like 80-something dollars, and that was with shipping. Yes, sir. So let's get back in the hole. I don't think you want to just look at my face all day. Back to jigging. I'm nice and warm in this hat. I'll tell you, it's the warmest hat I ever had. It looks a little goofy. It makes my head look bigger, and I already got a big head. But it's practical. Keeps me warm. Red fox fur. Keeps my head nice and toasty. And that's a key to being out in these 10, 20 degree temperatures, is keeping warm. Layers of clothes. I wear long johns, the proper boots. I carry the proper equipment like rope here, an ice pick in case I got to get out. I fall through them and I get out. I make sure I get out, or could save myself at least. It's all about safety. Come on, where are these trout at? If you go to some of my live shows, check out number 57 and check out, I think it's number 39, somewhere around 39. They were the 2 days that I got 40 rainbow trout a day. That's a lot of rainbows, and I let them all go. Released them all into the water. 40's a lot of rainbows. Today I only got one though, but one is better than none. So we'll go another hour and see if they wake up and we catch more. Sometimes it's 10 o'clock in the morning, 11, 12. You just never know when they're going to start biting. They could be down there, they're just not biting. But we're having fun out here. Yes, sir. Yep, I recently, 2 weeks ago, I started doing live shows, and I kind of liked it. and I got monetized on YouTube within 2 weeks. It took me. That's it. And I'd been doing this YouTube for like 6 years and didn't realize you had to go live. Tell you the truth, I did a couple live shows, but I never really gave it 100% effort. So I gave it 100% effort, and I was monetized within 2 weeks. Now they're going to start some of my shorts, and now I'm just not doing shorts. I'm doing lives. So, yeah, I may have to do some shorts from now on, too. If that's the way they're going to pay me. So, but I enjoy ice fishing and getting out fishing in nature. Minnesota's got a lot of diversity in its biological and its nature. They got bald eagles, they got ospreys, they got all sorts of varmints. This is the first state I've been in where you could be, and all you see is a lot of dead deer and red fox squashed on the highway. A lot of red fox. They got mink, they got ferrets, they got river otters, they got just loons, they got all sorts of wildlife. Abundance of wildlife. Okay, I'm not even getting hit. I'm fishing for rainbow trout. You do 2-hour live shows as well, huh? Well, that's how long the battery lasts in the iPhone. But you can buy magnetized packs that you can put on the back off Amazon. And that'll extend your battery on your iPhone. I'll show you what they look like. Let's say I started really catching rainbow trout. I'll put this battery pack on. It's wireless. You slap it right on the back of the phone. This way, that way, or like that. It's heavy, but it'll charge up your phone real quick. We'll use one of them if you start catching fish. But you know what? If I don't catch them in 2 hours, well, I only got one, then I think, oh, well, I tried. I did my best. There's some days in 2 hours I get 40 fish, okay? Other days I get 20. Other days I only get 3. Some days I get 0. As long as it's not a 0 day, I'm happy. But we're making more ice underneath. Underneath the ice is cracking underneath my feet. That's expanding. It's pushing against each other, the ice. Expanding and making more. That's why it's cracking. Okay, let's drop it down again. See if they're down real low. And then we'll just go to the next hole. Okay, mates? Yes, sir. I get people in here in my channel all over the world. France, South America, Brazil, Canada, and in the States here. Kentucky, Iowa, Minnesota, Florida. A shout out to y'all. Thank you. Yeah, some days are better than others fishing, you know. It's not, always about just pulling up as many fish as you can. Some days are more challenging. They're not biting as ferocious as some days. Other days, boy, it could be a 20 to 40 fish day some days. But I like getting out in the weather, nature anyway. Yeah, we found one. Yeah, check out some of my other live shows. Watch them. I got twice in the past month. I had 2 40 fish days. 2 of them. They're fun shows to watch. Well, the 157 don't have no audio. I've been having some audio issues. But yeah, fun day. And number 39, episode 39. I'm on about episode 60 or 61. So I just started in the middle of this month doing these live shows. I used to do a lot of shorts And that's all I did for like 6 years with a lot of shorts. I didn't realize you got to do live shows to get monetized. Well, we're 77 minutes in. That's an hour and 10 minutes, 20 minutes. We'll ding around for the next 45 minutes and see if we find any more rainbows. Then I'll probably just sign off and then do another show either tomorrow or the next day. It's going to go back up to 50 degrees again in Rochester, Minnesota. So the ice will get a little sloppy, but it takes higher temperatures to melt the ice than just above freezing. So it's going to take a while to melt 14 inches of ice, I'll tell you that. Okay, we're ready for the next hole. Let me get my auger. Let's get the auger. Let's see if we find them. All right, I don't want to go back in. Let's just stay out here in the middle and see if we do a hole. You see the cracks in these ice down here? See those cracks? The ice separates from pressure, and it cracks, leaves cracks. Right there, there's the crack. It cracks right underneath your feet. And it's scary sometimes. But you know what? It's 14 inches of ice. It's not moving. It's cracking because it's pushing against each other. The ice is. It's expanding. So yeah, you get used to it after you're out here for a while. And it's kind of funny, you know, when somebody first comes out and they've never been on ice, they get all scared and stuff. Yeah, nothing to be scared about though. There we go. Finally. All right, let's do another hole. And we'll come in here a little. There's two more to clean out. All right. Two more we can try. And there's my trusty ice scooper. It's 20 inches. I have it for my safety to be able to measure underneath the ice and make sure I'm not on 4 inches of ice. If it's 4 inches or below, I wouldn't want to be on top of it. So I stick my ice scooper down in the hole and see how 14 inches of ice. We're good. 14 inches of ice there. All right, we'll go to the next hole, clean that one out. That way I don't have to do it. All right. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to my channel in Rochester, Minnesota. We're ice fishing today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, there we go. And sometimes I'll do 7, 8 holes, clean them out, and just go down and see if we find anything. My lure stuck to the ice. Okay, let's get down there, see if we find some rainbows down there. Let's start off low. Go down about 10, 15 feet, see if anything's deep. This is about 20 feet here in the water. Sometimes you just sit on the bottom The last one I found was about 10, 15 feet down. And then we'll just start to jig. And you wait to feel a bump. When you feel that bump, that means something's down there. Okay, let's see what we got, what comments we got today. Power bank, I don't know. And it gets cold, these lithium batteries for these augers, the batteries get cold. When the batteries get cold, your auger kicks in and then kicks off. So you got to keep them warm against your body because it's 10 to 15 degrees out here. The lithium batteries don't work as good in lower temperatures, that is. Well, we got one today. I'm hoping we pull up a little. If we start pulling them up left and right, I'll put on an extended battery pack on my phone. But yeah, that's still got to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but tomorrow might be a better day. The pressure's going to be higher. It's always better to go on a high barometric pressure day. For rainbow trout, that is. It's a beautiful day out here in Rochester, Minnesota. We're ice fishing on 14 inches of ice for stocked rainbow trout. See that big crack down there? Yep, that big crack in the ice. Right in there. Nope. Right there, there's the crack. Yes, sir, a big crack. Welcome to my channel. Happy Wednesday. What do I do to use the hole? I use a drill, an auger. That's what I use to drill the hole in the ice. A lot of the northern states, like Minnesota, sells a lot of augers. What I have is a laser strike. It's about $150, a laser strike. It's called a light flight laser strike. Here's my auger. Then you hook a Milwaukee drill to it. I like the ones with a handle, Milwaukee drill, because the torque is going to bend your wrist all over the place. But that's one type of auger. Another type of auger over there on the ice is a Nils. Then you got a manual auger. You can go manual too. And this is what a manual auger looks like. This one's a little harder when you got 14 inches of ice. If you got 8 or 9 inches, that's it. But that's a manual auger. That's only a 6-inch. My other one's an 8. So I brought down 2 augers today because my, that hole froze up. We'll try this hole again. My Milwaukee, I broke the handle on my Milwaukee and had to put it in the shop. Yeah, we got a couple holes here. Let's see if we find something down this one. But that's my other auger there. That's a Nils. And that's about a $200 auger. The Laser Strike Light Flight is $150 off Amazon. Look up, you'll find them on Amazon. I've seen them. But then you might need, you might need a drill. If you, or some people use gas augers, some people use lithium battery pack tool drills, and they connect them to their regular auger. Like this one, I could connect a tool drill to, but I got it set up as a manual. So it doesn't take any energy, it just takes strength to get to below the ice. 14 inches is a lot to auger with one of them, though. If you get thick ice. Yeah, the bite just isn't really there today. We got some long comments there. Let me see what we got. Ohio, okay. Colby from Ohio. Yeah, they do have soil augers too. That's not what you're looking for. You need to punch in on Amazon ice augers. That's the keyword, ice auger. Okay, try that on Amazon, or just go to your regular page, your MSN page, or some other page, and punch in ice augers. You're looking for an ice auger, not a soil auger. There's two different augers, a soil and an ice. Differentiate. Look that up. Look up a ice. Or if you're in Ohio and you only get thin ice, you might want to try just one of these instead of putting $400 into a Milwaukee saw like that other auger. It'll be about $150 for the drill and then another $150 for the auger. Just get a manual like this. This one will cost you $200 out the door. And you could do either or. This is a Nils, N-I-L-S. You could go to Nils' website and buy these. And you could use a drill or you could go manual. So, you could go manual. That handle comes off and reconnects with a bolt on the other side. And then it's got a nib on the top plate there. You could connect a drill to later on when you get a drill. That's the way I started off. Yeah, we're down deep and still not finding them. We got one today, so it's not. I'm not getting skunked today, at least. Yep, I think they're down deep today, and they're just not moving around as much. Yeah, being out in Ohio, I guess up by the Great Lakes, I bet you get nice and cold out there by Cleveland. Yeah, you would get ice out there. It'd be cold enough. You're near the Canadian border there. All right, let's try the next hole. Man, let's do a hole where I already opened it up. All right, we'll try right down there. How's everybody doing today? We're ice fishing on 14 inches of ice in Rochester, Minnesota. Like, sub, comment. I got you strapped to my chest so I can read your comments and interact with you guys. I'm getting people on my channel here from all over the world, all over the country. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, 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 mate. Had a person from Brisbane, Australia last week. France, Brazil, Russia, UK, you name it. Yeah, I'm not feeling any bumps down there. Very sporadic day. It's not one fish after another. There are some days of one fish after another. I had 2 of them this month. I had 40 fish days. Caught 40 rainbow trout and let them all go. I let them go all the time. You from Minnesota? Welcome to my channel from Minnesota. Walleye John. All right, Walleye John. We're ice fishing in Rochester, Minnesota, in the southeastern part of Minnesota, down by Mayo Hospital in Rochester. And we're at a pond. It's a park. And they stock it with 600 to 1,000 rainbow trout every 2 weeks. We fish for rainbow trout year-round down here. People come down from the Twin Cities after they see my show and come down here when it's not even trout season because we can fish year-round down here. Special regulation pond. You might want to check it out. It's called Foster Arends, Arends Park. Yep, Foster Arends Park in Rochester, Minnesota. Some days I get 3, some days I get 10, some days I get 40. It just matters, what the barometric pressure is and if these fish are traveling around. I don't think they're traveling around today, to tell you the truth. So I did about 4, 5, 6 holes, and we're going to try the same holes because it is 14 inches of ice, a lot of ice to get through, especially for a day when they're not biting. I'm not doing no 20, 30 holes. Okay, we dropped it down plenty there. Some days I will do 20, 30 holes. But then I got my good auger. I'm on my secondary augers, my backup ones. And I don't want to hand auger 14 inches of ice and do 20 holes that way. Come on, let's find another. Yeah, so we'll go another half hour or so. See if we find some more rainbow action. And if not, then we'll come back another day. Yes, sir. I'm doing like 3 to 4 shows per week. 2-hour shows, sometimes 3-hour shows when it's a really, really good day. Today the bite isn't that bad. It isn't ferocious. So I'm thinking, I might as well just cut it short at 2 hours. Yes, sir. You find a stray one every now and then, but that's it. They're down deep and they're just sucking water. That's what I think. They're swirled around someplace, just sucking water. But it is a beautiful day to be out here in Rochester, Minnesota, and we're ice fishing. I'm trying to find the rainbows. The rainbow trout, they stock 600 to 1,000 every 2 weeks here. And if you watch my videos, you'll know when they stock because I'm down here 3 to 4 days a week. I'm usually down here every time they stock. About a week and a half ago, they stocked 800. That was a 40 fish day for me. They put 800 in here. Some of them were really nice. They were 13 to 15 inch trout. Cool me go. Hello, neighbor. Mille Lacs Lake. All right. Yeah, that must be fun to be fishing up there at Mille Lacs. Yeah, I drove up there once with my wife, vacationed there. Yeah, they're playing hard to get today, these rainbow trout. Yes, they are. Yes, sir. Some days are better than others. Yeah, they're not swimming around today. They're not swimming around today. You know, it's just going to be a tough day all around. And I'm going to just, that's what I was using there. A little red jig with a little piece of beaver tail on there. I'll show you the packets of beaver tail. They flutter around in the water and the rainbow trout love them. They come in different colors too. I'm going to show you a pack, what they look like. And if you're a fisherman, you should check these out. Diggers, jig tails. You can find them online at diggersjigtails.com. Made in the USA. They're in fish oil and they look like little maggots. They're real slimy little things, but the fish can't pull them off the hook. That's why they're so valuable. You could use one of these and catch 10 fish because they can't pull it off the hook. If you go to Walmart and you buy mealworm or waxworm, they'll pull them off the hook and it'll cost you more. So that's why I use these. And the trout love them. I think the crappie would love them. I think the perch. I think all the panfish will love them. And who knows? A guy from Florida was saying he would like to try these on some of the fish down, the tropical fish down in Florida. So, yeah, they look like a little maggot, and they come in different colors. They come in white, they come in purple, they come in red. So check them out. Diggers jig tails. All right, we got my stuff all over the pond today. All right, I think we're just going to call it a day, and we're going to come back. So thank you for subbing, thank you for commenting, thank you for viewing. We'll come back another day, and we'll chase these rainbows again for 2 hours, huh? So thank you.